We have representative of the Transit Police, Ann Drennan, with us. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
And it kind of feels like this is a discussion that you'd hope you'd never even need to have. You don't abuse your transit operators. And yet this is a discussion and a campaign now that we have to have here in our city. How do we speak to that? What can we as public people do?
Well, first of all, the majority of our passengers are good people who don't abuse the operators. But there are enough people now who seem to feel that for whatever reason, they can take out their frustrations, their anger, their bad day on their bus driver. And we want people to know that this is not appropriate. These operators are trying to get them to their destination safely. And when you distract the driver, abuse the driver by either harassing them in some way, throwing a drink on them, threatening them, or actually assaulting them, you run the risk of actually having the bus crash.
Right.
And, you know, everybody's at risk then, passengers and the driver. So what we want to try and do is make everybody aware of the problem so that those who would be inclined to do this maybe will think twice, and let everybody else know that if you're riding the bus and you do see something really unsettling happening, you can get in touch with us right away.
Okay, so if somebody's verbally abusing a bus driver and I'm just sitting back there, I've got my son there, I do not want to engage. I'm, cautious and cognizant of that, but I have my smartphone in front of me. Am I calling 911? What am I doing?
If it's an emergent situation, so
right.
If the bus driver is being beaten, for example,
right.
Yes, you call 911.
So if they're being verbally assaulted?
If you can, without putting yourself at risk, okay?
Right.
But the alternative is that we have a text code now.
Okay.
It's 877777, and you can very discreetly send us a text. It goes straight through real time to our communications center, where an operator will then interact with you via text. You can tell us where you are in the briefest of terms, what's going on, what line you're on, etc., and we will send somebody out right away. Now, if we are not close as Transit Police, we will notify right away the jurisdictional police, so whether it be VPD, RCMP, in whatever jurisdiction, yeah, so that somebody can get there as soon as possible to deal with whatever's going on.
Okay, so people who might be novice with sending a text message like that, you simply open up a text and dial 877777.
That's right.
And hit send, and then the note will come back from you, and then we can say, okay, I'm on the B line traveling.
That's exactly
it can
right.
be. Okay.
Yeah. Guys screaming and yelling at the bus driver. The operator will probably come back and say, what stop did you just go through? You tell them that, okay, so, are you still on the bus? Can you give us a description? By the time the police get to the next stop, or possibly the next stop, they even know now what they're looking for specifically, who they're looking for. They've got a description and everything. It's working incredibly well. We started it as a pilot project in December, and the amount of information we're getting is phenomenal. And it is such direct, real-time information that it's making a huge difference in terms of getting us to scenes quickly and allowing us to deal with whoever's responsible for the problems. It's working great. You
have an incredible wealth of experience given your job with the Vancouver Police Department, now with the Transit Police. If you're a teenager, or if you're a young individual sitting on one of these buses, you don't engage. Do you try and get off, or do you stay put until this calms down? What is your best advice in that regard?
Your best advice is just to sit quietly. Don't engage.
Don't engage, don't move.
Don't get involved. No. Send us a text. Like I say, everybody's got their phone out. They're texting anyway.
Right.
Send us a quick text. Let us know what's going on. We don't care if we get multiple texts on the same incident. That's even better. But don't engage. And no, don't try and get off, because that can be very distracting as well. Yeah. And you never know what the assailant, as you call them, what the suspect is going to do next. So no.
If you can discreetly grab video, yes or no?
We don't have the capability of using the video yet.
Okay.
So I shouldn't say using, of receiving the video yet, but if you can get something very discreetly that you can give us later, sure, by all means.
Right. Don't make yourself a target, though. Good advice from Ann Drennan of the Transit Police. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
Again, there is the text that you can contact Transit Police if you find yourself in a shady situation. You just open a text and dial 877777. Thank you so much for being here and giving us that education, and we will try and take care of our transit drivers and such.